Hello, this is MrChabry, and we're going to be talking about the rock types that you can find in the Diamond and Pearl remakes. The first rock type we'll look at is Golem. So Golem is actually really good on the physical side. It has a 120 attack and 130 defense. So that's actually amazing. This thing can take a lot of physical hits. However, on the special side, it is lacking, and it is a slower Pokemon. But on the physical side, it's an amazing rock type, plus it has ground typing, so you have beautiful stab on that move, Earthquake. Next up is Rampardos, and Rampardos is actually quite difficult to use. It's a very frail Pokemon with only 60 defense and 50 special defense. And it is a slow Pokemon on top of that with only 58 speed. So it's not going to be outspeeding a lot, and it's not going to be living very many hits. However, it does have a 165 attack. So if you're able to hit things, you're going to hit things very hard. But unless you're able to actually hit something, Rampardos is going to likely get knocked out quite often in your playthrough. So it is a difficult rock type to make use of on your team. Whereas Rampardos is very offensive in nature, Bastiodon is actually very defensive in nature. This thing has an amazing 168 defense and a 138 special defense. Even though it has 60 HP, those defenses are actually enough to make it a very bulky Pokemon. This thing can take a lot of hits with that rock and steel typing, giving it quite a few resistances. However, it is very slow, and it's not very good offensively. So if you use it on an in-game team, it's not going to be doing that much battling, but you could throw it out there and take hits if you need to. Next up is PseudoWudo, and this one is actually a pretty difficult rock type to use. It has a 100 attack, which is decent, and a 115 defense, which is pretty good. However, that's basically where it ends for PseudoWudo. 65 special defense means it's not living very many special hits, and a 30 speed means pretty much almost everything's going to be outspeeding you. But if you want a challenge, PseudoWudo will give you that challenge. Now we're looking at the rock types added into the Platinum decks, and the first one is going to be Probopass. This is a rock steel type Pokemon, so that gives it a really good typing. It has a 145 defense and a 150 special defense, means it's going to be taking a lot of hits. And it does have a 75 special attack, which isn't the greatest, but that does give you an option to, actually be able to put out damage if you're using this as your in-game rock type Pokemon. 40 speed is really slow, you're not being able to outspeed a lot of things, but on top of that though, this thing's got really good defenses, and it might actually help you out in some places. And now we're looking at Ryperior, and I actually do believe Ryperior is probably the best rock type in all of the Sinnoh decks. So this thing has amazing physical stats. It's got a 115 HP and a 130 defense, means you're going to be able to take a lot of physical hits. Plus a 140 attack means you're going to be putting a lot of damage out. It does lack on the special side with only 55 special defense, and it's really slow with a 40 speed. However, this thing can take a lot of physical hits, put out a lot of physical damage, and its abilities are pretty cool too. It has the solid rock ability, meaning it actually will take hits from super effective moves and dampen the damage output from those, which is an amazing thing to have. So if you really want a rock type and you're able to, Ryperior would be an amazing addition to your team. So that's all the rock types in the Sinnoh decks. Which one are you going to use if you use a rock type? Usually rock types aren't necessary for a playthrough, so if someone wants to use a rock type, it's usually because they have to go out of their way to make sure it fits their team. So if you like this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I will see you in the next Pokemon video.